Now, I want to give this speech about the whole Uzbekistan information. And firstly, Uzbekistan, officially the Republic of Uzbekistan, being a country in the Central Asia, lies between the two major rivers which are called Sirdarya and Amudarya. The diversion of the Amudarya and Sirdarya has resulted in intense salinization of the sea, which also suffered tremendous pollution from insecticides and chemical fertilizers during the past several decades. This chemical pollution and the decline in water level have killed the once flourishing fishing industry. Ground moss shaped the formerly worked within the Aral Sea's shores and contaminated with wide areas around the sea with salty leather dust. This in turn has poisoned vegetables and drinking water, most harmfully affecting the health and the livelihood of the human population around the Aral Sea littoral. And about the population, ethnic groups, Uzbeks make up more than 4/5 of the population, followed by Tajiks, Kazakhs, Tatars, Russians, and Karakalpaks. Uzbeks are the least Russified of the Turkish peoples formerly under Soviet rule, and virtually all of them still claim Uzbek as a primary language. And if we speak about the language of Uzbekistan, the Uzbeks speak a language belonging to the southeastern or Turkey branch of the Turkish language group. Karakalpak, a distantly related Turkish language, enjoys official status along the Uzbek in Karakalpakstan, where it is spoken about the 500,000 people. About 1/7 of the population of Uzbekistan speaks Russian. And the religion. The Uzbeks are Sunni Muslims, and they are considered to be among the most devout Muslims on all of the Central Asia. Thus, about 3/4 of the population is Muslim. Slightly less than 1/10 of the population is Eastern Orthodox Christian, and the remainder of people considers themselves non-religious or follow other religions. Okay, and the Torah is a demographic trends. Uzbekistan's population remains useful in comparison with those of the western parts of the former Soviet Union. So the population aged slightly and steadily over the decades following its independence. Nearly half of the population is in the age range of the 25 and 42. This age structure results from the high birth rate after independence. But unfortunately, the birth rate has since decreased among the Uzbek peoples compared to the previous one. Roughly half of the population of Uzbekistan live in urban areas. The urban population has a disproportionately high number of non-Uzbeks. Slavic peoples, Russians, Ukrainians, and Belarusians had a large proportion of administrative position. In the late 1980s and early 90s, many Russians and smaller numbers of Jews emigrated from Uzbekistan to other Central Asia states, changing the ethnic balance and employment patterns in this region exactly. And if we speak about Uzbekistan military power, military strength ranking by global firepower, Uzbekistan is placed between Netherlands and Romania and is the highest in the Central Asia region, with Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Tajikistan placed 5th, 80th, and 91st and 96th respectively. The top three remains unchanged, with the US, Russia, and China leading way. The ranking relies on over 50 factors to determine a given nation's power index. Among the weighty are the total number of weapons, geographical factors, available manpower, membership in alliances. The nuclear power wielding countries enjoyed bonus points, and NATO members countries go extra points. And Uzbekistan used to be one of those mysterious post-Soviet countries that was difficult to get to. Only those who were going with an organized tour group or those brave enough to face bureaucratic hurdles were rewarded to see all the beautiful places to visit in Uzbekistan. And that's a lot. There are a lot of incredible places to visit in Uzbekistan. Beautiful Silk Road cities, stunning desert landscapes, friendly people, and a delicious food. The good news is that Uzbekistan is now opening its doors for the travels, whether you travel alone or not. Since 2019, most nationalities can enter Uzbekistan visa free. Okay, the places to visit in Uzbekistan for food. Tashkent, the first city in Uzbekistan, as we mentioned above. The first place most beautiful visit in Uzbekistan, and also is the capital Tashkent, together with Almaty in Kazakhstan. Tashkent is one of my favorite cities in Central Asia. Let me start with the food. Central Asia can be a struggle for some people, especially vegetarians. However, Tashkent is a great place for food lovers. There are plenty of excellent restaurants representing every cuisine in the world, as well as a number of vegan-friendly places. Even Uzbek food, that is in my opinion one of the best in the region, is of excellent quality in Tashkent. Second of all, Tashkent has a really nice atmosphere. It's a young city with friendly people that are happy to practice their English with foreigners that are still not as common as in touristy Samarkand, Bukhara, and Hiva. Because Tashkent was destroyed by an earthquake in 1966 and rebuilt by the Soviets. It is one of the best places in Uzbekistan to see Soviet architecture. The Soviets includes in Uzbekistan to see Soviet architecture. The Soviets include Uzbek artists in the process, and the result is an interesting mix of brutalist buildings and more oriental style designs. Okay, as well as that, there are many industrial cities are being existed in Uzbekistan, such as Samarkand, Bukhara, Hiva, and so on. As we know, Samarkand is the second biggest city in Uzbekistan and one of the best places to visit in Uzbekistan for those that love history and the culture. Together with Bukhara, it is also one of the oldest cities in Central Asia. The archaeological remains of the ancient Sogdian capital are still visible on a hill overlooking the city, but most of the tourist attraction date from the Timurid Empire in the 14th and 15th century. Amr Temur made Samarkand the capital of his empire, one that was meant to impress people. The Bibi Hanum Mosque was to become the biggest and the most beautiful mosque in the Central Asia. He somewhat succeeded. Also, construction was pushed to the limits, and the mosque requires continuous renovation. Okay, and we gave the speech about Uzbekistan. and ladies. Thank you for the attention. That's all. Now I want to give this speech about the whole Uzbekistan information. And firstly, Uzbekistan officially their public